Hey, what's going on everyone? Matthew from therighttrader.com here. In this video, I'm going to be going over how to pick and choose a good cryptocurrency and, the things to look for before buying a certain cryptocurrency. And I wanted to make this video because, there's a lot of cryptocurrencies out there. There's going to be more to come. And at one point, you might ask yourself and be wondering, you might find a cryptocurrency that you like, but you're not sure if it's a good investment, right? So I kind of wanted to go over sort of the main requirements that I think every crypto should fulfill that would make it a good cryptocurrency to buy, right? And I'm going to go over this in a really easy way, the simple and basic things to look for, because it really doesn't have to be complicated, right? And the first thing to look for would be the name, right? You want a name that's logical, that's simple, that's easy to pronounce, that's not confusing, that's not weird, okay? So it's pretty easy to see that, right? Something like Bitcoin, it makes sense, everyone can pronounce it, it's simple and everything. Lisk, you can't really go wrong with that. Stratus, simple, easy to pronounce name. But then you have some things that are a little bit more weird, right? Like NEM, like that's a little bit confusing, like what is that, right? And then stuff like Zcash, capital Z, that's a little bit of a weird branding, a little bit confusing. So that's something that may not make a massive difference, but on a larger scale, it will definitely make a difference, okay? So that's something to pay attention to, right? A good name. Next up, I like to pay attention to the circulating supply or total supply of a cryptocurrency, because that's really going to affect the value and the scarcity that's present in the cryptocurrency, right? And for this, I would say you ideally want something that's under 100 million units out there. So, Bitcoin has a little bit of over 16 million right now, so that's fine, Litecoin 53 million, that's still fine. Ethereum just under 100 million, that's okay, right? What you want to be careful of is when you see like things like billions, right? When there's like over a billion units of the cryptocurrency out there, that's not a good sign, right? That removes a lot of value from the cryptocurrency. So that's something to pay attention to. You want shorter supplies, right? Smaller supplies. You also want to pay attention to the volume, right? This is only the past 24-hour volume, but average volume would be the best way to compare it. But so basically, you want, good volume in the cryptocurrency. Volume is how much is transacted in, a certain amount of time, usually 24 hours. In dollar amounts, so for example, in the past 24 hours, there was $283 million transacted in Litecoin, right? That's a huge amount. That means that there's a lot of liquidity, okay? But then there's some that have much less, like Dash, right? It's only 38 million. So that's, and obviously it depends on their size, right? Because it depends where they're ranking. Is it a big cryptocurrency? Is it a smaller one? But, you ideally want to see, ideally at least 1 million if it's a smaller one. And usually, maybe a certain percentage amount of its total market cap, right? And again, it depends, it depends on the size and everything. So you kind of have to see, but you want to see some good volume, right? You don't want something that has zero liquidity, okay? Next is going to be, I'm going to get into the charts here. Well, actually, I can do that now, right? You want to make sure that I think it's really important to invest in cryptocurrencies and anything, even stocks, something that's uptrending, right? You don't want to buy something that's looking like it's always going down, right? You want to buy something that's looking like it's always going up, like right over here, right? And that means that you're buying when it's uptrending, right? People are wanting to purchase this. People are interested in it. People are putting their money in it. That's why it's uptrending, right? If it's constantly going down, well, there's a reason for that. And you probably don't want to get involved in that mess, right? If I go over to Siacoin over here, look at this. It's constantly been crashing, right? If you see something like this, why would you want to put your money here, right? If you put your money a little bit back, you would have done horrible, right? The trend is likely to continue, okay? So ideally, invest when things are uptrending. And this isn't financial advice. These are all just my opinions. Another thing to look at is, does this cryptocurrency have a big community, right? So if you look over on Reddit, Litecoin has a community of over 64,000 people, right? That's a lot of people, and that's a good sign. That means that, it's not a dead cryptocurrency. It's active. People are involved in the community and everything. Neo has a pretty good size too, but, sometimes if you move over, for example, to NEM, only 7,000, under 7,000 people, and it's ranking in the top 10. That's not the best sign, right? So that's going to be something to pay attention to. And once again, this depends on the ranking and the size of the actual cryptocurrencies, okay? Because if you go down to, like the 80th spot, it's of course not going to have as big as a following as something that's in the top 10, right? So you just have to be aware of that. Another thing to look at is branding and, pretty much just, yeah, general branding, I would say, right? And that means the name and stuff like that. But that'll also mean the logo, right? The logo is definitely important. You want something, once again, logical and stuff like that. And, something that looks professional, right? So if you come over to Lisk, right, this is really small over here, but actually let me open up their website. Their branding is really on point, right? Their name is good. They're really professional looking. It's very clean, and they have a nice logo. So that's important because some of these have sort of weird, like, look at this one is a little bit confusing, weird. You want something that has a good brand image, right? And so that'll include the website, the name, the logo, stuff like that, right? Something that looks professional and not cheap, okay? So this is pretty much it in this video. These are going to be sort of the main things you want to look for and make sure are being fulfilled by the cryptocurrency that you're interested in. And I think this will be a good step towards choosing better cryptocurrencies to invest in, right? And once again, this isn't financial advice. This is just my opinion. But with that being said, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more cryptocurrency videos. I appreciate you watching this video. Thanks. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.